Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still fighting a war in America, and I am relocating the rest of my fleets to the main battle zone so that I can fight the main battle well, because I'm not currently winning it. We'll see how that goes. We're in the... yeah, here we go. Here's the... give me the military lens here. That said, we do appear to be for sure winning the land war. So overall, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about our ability to win. We're taking bits of North Carolina and Tennessee over here. Our armies are currently relocating in this side, but actually, let's put the 1st Brazilian Reserve Army over on the in the west, because we don't need such a good force comparison here. We've already got 87, which is a very respectable force comparison. Well, that's a loss for us navally, but we'll see. Oh, gosh darn it. Well, the 2nd Brazilian fleet has been defeated, so it's going to need to go home and repair, and this other fleet is going somewhere else. We're getting a little by little event here. I'm going to do the same thing I always do and say we shall make Brazilians of them yet. Go ahead and unpause us. Again, our target population is 93.5 million, which we are getting close to at a good, healthy rate. Population growth has fallen off a little bit, but not that much. We've still got a very solid growth curve here. Prestige is still high, although Britain's getting alarmingly close. So let's maybe do a little work to make sure that we stay on top here. Let me see. In tech, there should be some... we could grab film. That's going to be a while before we do that. The biggest thing, of course, is our military stuff. So let's go ahead and... oh, 2nd Brazilian fleet is low on org. Interesting. Let's go ahead and grab one of these guys and increase his level. This guy seems the best. And that should be fine. And this fleet is still continuing to grow in size. Why don't we put some battleships in here? Let's see. I've maxed out Zulia. I haven't maxed out Antioquia yet. So... and we'll put a couple in Santa Catarina and Rio Grande do Sul. That should be fine. There is a diplomatic play kicking off in Central America. Honduras, my subject, is in a civil war. You know... so I can mobilize another one of my armies. I'm going to mobilize the 2nd Brazilian Reserve Army. And just get them into the area, just to make sure that I don't wind up in a situation that I can't handle, what with me having 2 wars going off at once. So, Armada Nacional is stopping in for repairs. I don't know... and now it's repair. Alright, so you're on your way back. The American main fleet is in... let's see, what's the name of this sea node? This is the Eastern Caribbean sea node. Oh, nope, they're on their way back to the, looks like, U.S. East Coast. So, we'll go ahead and send this fleet back there. Maybe we'll rendezvous in the Caribbean? But we'll see. It depends on where the American fleet goes. If they continue to press this way, because I don't want to engage them piecemeal. I want to engage them all at once. Trade pact with China, eh? Don't mind if I do. That'll make things better. America, the America that we're allied with, is losing morale at a rapid rate, but the enemy America is losing morale at an even more rapid rate, so I'm feeling pretty confident overall. Let's get the game speed going up here. Let's see, we got a bunch of other diplomatic plays happening here. Rebellion in Sintang, I don't need to worry about that. This is a proletarian revolt in Zulu. I could not get a subject here, so I'm not going to worry about it. Spain is up against a religious revolt in Bhutan. I'm going to ignore that. And then Britain is up against a fascist revolt in East Africa. Here. I can't really intervene in that at all, so we'll go ahead and ignore it. And we'll just worry about our one diplomatic play over here. It's looking like the Rebel America is more or less fully occupied. So this shouldn't be... This war should basically sort itself out pretty presently. But in the meantime, we'll still have to fight their fleet. I'm going to still fight their fleet so that there's not some kind of situation. I could have gotten the Destroyer Warfare event. I should have been paying more attention to that, but that's okay. And this diplomatic play is about to kick off. I think that one will also not last too long. So we'll continue to be chill about it. I will say Hudson Bay Company, with its tons of miles, thousands of miles of coast, but none able to be naval invaded, is in a pretty good spot. Except for having to pay a bunch of money to Austria. We'll see if Austria annexes them. I don't think... Well, no, it won't be able to. Only if they say yes. Only if they say, yes, we would like to be part of Austria. So our other goal in this episode, in addition to increasing the population to our target point here, is we're going to finish out exploring the Amazon. And currently we only have one more state that needs to be developed here. So all these have the exploited indicator, except for one of them that has the developed indicator. Nope. And I don't know what state it is. Oh, you know what? It's Brazilian Guiana. That's what's going on. And we don't actually hold enough of Guyana to have enough rubber plantations. Maybe rubber plantations in adjacent parts of the state count? Let me see if we've currently done... Okay, I don't think we've done one recently. So we're going to just give it a little time, and if a year goes by and we don't have the event being able to proc, we'll know that that's just something that's going to have to be what it is. In this case, we'll just go for populating the Americas. For now, though, we've got weapons of war. An article has been published by the Brazilian Evening News about some of the weapons in which our country uses in the ongoing radical United States of America versus United States of America war. The article focuses on the machine gun, a terrifying weapon which tears through flesh and bone at an almost inhuman rate. Members of the public are calling for the use of such weapons to be restricted. Such foul instruments of pain and torment have no place on Earth. Don't restrict them. Angry intelligentsia lose 10 war support. Or cover up their usage, reduce authority. I'm going to go with don't restrict them. I don't really need... My war support's probably really high in this war. Yeah, my war support's 72. I'm not worried about that at all. Alright, it looks like China and Prussia are squaring off. Prussia wants a treaty port in Formosa. And China wants money. I could definitely get involved in this. I could get a bunch of cash. I could get transfer of Prussian Württemberg. That doesn't interest me one bit. Prussian Württemberg. Oh, no. They will not give me that anymore. Shouldn't have waited. Still going to have Great Britain on their side. Well, I'm definitely not going to support China now. Maybe I'll stay out of it. If I got war goals, what could I get? I couldn't get a conquer state. I couldn't get a treaty port. I could get a transfer of Lanfang, but that doesn't help me one bit. Liberate bunch of... I think these are states that are in mainland China. Could get war reparations. And none of that's really appealing to me. I'll leave it there for now, and if things get silly later, I'll get into that fight. But for the moment, I think I'll let it be. Our war against the Honduran rebels is just properly sorted itself out. So I am feeling pretty confident that I can get both of these wars done in good order. Perfect. That's the one against Radical America. We're getting Estonian mass immigration. That's wonderful. We will put our 2 fleets back near Brazil. And we'll let that other war sort itself out. We're closing in on concrete fortifications, which is important because that's the last tech we need before we can get mobile armor, which will give us big, strong military. We've fallen back to position 2 in the prestige race, but I think I've got a lot more ability to flex than Britain does. So let's go ahead and continue to build up. Let me see how much we got currently. I could just use this. Yeah, I got 500 battalions and 347 flotillas. Let's see how much power projection we're getting from both of those. Let's see. A lot more from Navy than from Army. So, I think my best play is going to be to continue to increase the size of these navies. Danish migration, wonderful. Let's throw another commander into the Armada Nacional. Let's see. This guy's a coke addict and a Democrat. Very good. And let's throw some more ships in here. We're still not maxed out on battleships. So we'll do 10 levels in Bahia and 5 levels each in Piauí and Para. And that should put us over our light ships limit, but we can throw some more scout cruisers in there. And we'll actually throw even more scout cruisers in there because I don't want to necessarily put myself in a situation where I don't have enough light ships to a significant degree, and I definitely want to not have as many monitors in this fleet. So, because monitors are old tech. Torpedo boats are 40-30. Scout cruisers are 50-50. So, I think torpedo boats are actually probably worse than scout cruisers by quite a bit. So I might want to cut the torpedo boats as well. We'll see how that will go. But that's definitely something we should move towards. Jose Bras. He wants a council republic. That's lovely for Jose. Let's see if he can get what he wants. I'm going to go ahead and declare neutrality in this diplomatic play. And we got some more diplomatic plays. Russia's going after a peasant revolt in Senegal. And this situation in Indochina doesn't concern me one bit. We'll just continue to stay at peace here. I'm getting... Wow, standard of living is still going up. That's wonderful. What's our population looking like? We've still got... Wow, we've actually pretty much fully employed our peasant population. That's incredible. And we're continuing to accumulate new people. Ooh, automatic bottle blowers from immigration and whatnot. Let's go ahead and enable that production method. I don't know why I'm in this menu. I need to be in this menu. Automatic bottle blowers and glassworks. That's going to cost a little bit of oil and tools. It's going to be worth it. No, be quiet. It's going to be worth it. Yeah, there we go. That helped. These ones say publicly assured it's going to make them more profitable, and I think it is. There's concrete fortifications. Wonderful. And our rank is continuing to increase. We're up to 8,100. Is this, we were getting about 1,800 from Navy power projection. Yeah, and there we go. So we're at a little higher now. That's wonderful. All right, so we're going to keep living this dream of a Brazil with a stonking thick navy. We're going to go way out ahead of Great Britain, and that's going to be how we're going to do it. Let's see. This is a revolution in Mecklenburg. I'm going to declare neutrality on that. Basically, by the end of the game, you're going to see a ton of revolutionary activity in these small German states, just on account of they don't like... it's hard to be a small German state and keep your economy balanced. I think I might be able to drop my taxes back to low with my armies demobilized. Yeah, I definitely can, so let's do it. I can't continue to grow the economy with low taxes, but I mean I can. It's just, you know how it is. Right, let's take a look at our textile mills. We got some that are not operating effectively. So we'll switch over to prioritizing non-luxury clothes for ones that are having a real hard time, and that's going to help, I think. All right, cool, looking good. There are a bunch of these that can't hire, but oh wow, that is actually pretty rough. I'm not sure what to do about that. Who are you trying to hire? Can't find anyone who wants to be a capitalist. That's shocking. I guess, or a machinist. That's maybe the real issue. If I go to automatic power looms, that might be the right call, but I'm not sure. That's going to cost a lot of electricity in all these places, and I don't want to put myself into an electricity shortage now that the country doesn't have a grid anymore, especially. I do have publicly traded available for a bunch of these, but I don't know that publicly traded is necessarily better. It is for the glassworks. I think you'll be doing better with this. Not for the furniture manufactories, not for the textile mills, not for... And by the way, I'm just looking at the predicted averages over here. I've been kind of doing that the whole game, but in case you're wondering how I'm making these decisions, that's how. Let's go ahead and get the fertilizer plants switched over. Explosives factories, nope. Synthetics plants, nope. Steel mills, yes. Motor industries, no. Shipyards, yes. Military shipyards, absolutely. War machine industries, heck yes. Electrics, no, not even a little bit. Arms industries, absolutely. Artillery foundries, yes. Munitions plants, absolutely. Now I do have another production method I could enable for my urban centers, which would cost electricity and additional electricity and steel. I'm going to go ahead and enable that. Because that is going to produce a lot more services, and that in turn is going to drive standard of living up. We're going to enable rail transit for all of these plantations, because I think it's going to make them all more profitable. I think the game is pretty bad about guessing for that. And in any case, they'll use less labor, and that'll free up labor to be available in other areas. I'm going to do the same for these logging camps, because I just think it makes sense. We've got a lot of... we could definitely have more labor availability in a lot of these areas, and I think it would be useful. Just checking the publicly traded indicators for all these places, seeing as they've just increased their production methods. Again, plantations are, like, their business models are a little funny. And then once we're done with this, what I'm going to do is touch base with our labor indicator up here and see if that has changed our amount of labor available. Alright. Looking like none of these are absolutely desirous of additional do refrigerated rail cars for these. But no, I don't. I'll do it. Livestock ranches can employ less. That's absolutely what we need. Alright, so how does this look? Alright, we're back up to about 500,000 peasants. Again, though, not that big of a deal. We got about 1 million unemployed, though. So, let's look into where we've got unemployed pops. I'm going to guess it's going to be... Okay, alright. It's a lot of our most heavily employed areas. Not a shock. Not a tragedy. We got people leaving a lot of these areas and going where? We got a lot of people coming to Mato Grosso. Okay, hold on. I can look in migration attraction. A lot of people going to Pastaza and Guaviare. Oh, right, because I put immigration attraction things in there forever ago. That's wild. Huh. Hey, France. How would you like French Guiana? What if I gave you... What if I gave you Nicaragua? I don't know why it went to Miranda here. Maybe I just misclicked. What about Costa Rica? Does not want Costa Rica. What if I gave you an obligation for this state? No? Not even a little bit? Not even a wee obligation? An obligation? That's a shame. Alright, well, we're not going to get Guyana, because I don't feel like fighting the French over this. And I definitely don't feel like fighting the British. And anyways, we're friendly. We're very friendly with the French. We're not very friendly with the British. They wouldn't accept, but what does the breakdown look like? Prussia would likely align with Britain. As would Persia, but that doesn't affect me. Guatemala and Denmark would align with me, but that doesn't help me one bit. Bunch of countries that can't participate, which is interesting. If I could get USA on my side. Nah, this seems like a fool's errand. I'm not gonna do this. I've achieved many of my goals here. So I'm gonna leave that be for now. That said, we have a lot of labor available in a lot of our most populous states. So let's go ahead and do ourselves a nice army increase. Let's put 10 levels of squad infantry. Each in some of our most populous states. That was 5 levels. Try it again. And then we'll do some more siege artillery. And then maybe we'll do a few more lancers. Just a few. Just to make sure that our cavalry section is still being effective. And then we'll do the same thing. The 3rd Brazilian Reserve Army is still having a little bit of a hard time. So I'm going to cut these and I'm going to put some more infantry in areas that I think I can get more labor. So that should put the 2nd Brazilian Reserve Army up to 90 battalions. And you know what? We'll put some artillery in there as well. And for the 3rd Army, we'll put an additional 10 levels of squad infantry. And for the 4th Brazilian Army, we'll do an additional 10 levels of squad infantry. And that'll be just fine. Just trying to employ in some of these states where I've just freed up a bunch of labor so that I can make those, the economy in those states better. And that'll be really nice. Obviously, this will cost us a huge pile of cash, but, you know, it's fine. Our gold reserves are doing really well. Our gold reserve maximum is really high. And even though I'm spending more and more money, it's going to help us really hold this high prestige rank, which will be nice. What I really want to do, ideally... I don't know. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't need to get really messy in northern South America here. But what do Great Britain's military methods look like? Let's just take a look here. Just as long as we're looking around. They've got okay, so they've got squad infantry and siege artillery. They're equal to us in military capabilities, it appears. So yeah, I think I'm still feeling like I'm not especially interested in getting into a fight with them. Let me see. I also could probably halt my two did I have decrees? No, it wasn't decrees. They're just state impacts, right? Because yes, from migration to the Amazon. It wasn't decrees. Alright. I've sorted myself. We're up to 19.1 standard of living, though, and I think part of the reason that happened is because we did that massive overhaul of our economy, and now a bunch of the people that were unemployed before, that were doing labor before, are now doing better jobs. Unemployment has gone down significantly since the military expansion. Welfare payments are at 22,000, a very reasonable amount of cash. What level are we at with welfare? We're at level 2, which is perfectly fine. I don't really have the bureaucratic capacity to increase that, although I could increase my bureaucratic capacity by flipping another one of my government admins over to telephone switchboards. I've got a very high level one in Sao Paulo that I could swap over. Let's do it. That's going to increase that, and then I'll go ahead and increase... I rarely put Social Security above level 3. I don't know how the math works out if you get it higher than level 3, particularly at graduated taxation. This is really good. Number of radicals changed. It does have an increase here line item, but it's mostly from discrimination. And number of loyalists is going absolutely bananas due to the high legitimacy and the high standard of living in the country. So I'm feeling pretty jazzed about that. Let's see. We are number 3 in standard of living. We've surpassed everyone except for Switzerland and Prussia, and I'm coming for that high standard of living, Prussia. I'm coming for it. Prussia's achieved a surprisingly high standard of living for a country that doesn't seem to have any access to... Oh, I guess you got oil over here. That's what they're using for their higher production methods. This situation happening here in Bremen is not at all a concern of mine. This is a revolt in Sintang. I only care if I can get... Let me see. Can't get a subject, so not interested. And this is Messina, I think. Yes. In East Africa? No. Where is Messina? Here we go. West Africa. I can't even involve myself in that, so we'll just go ahead and let it go. Well, we do sure have a lot of shortages in electricity and transportation, and we have an election kicked off. Let's take a look at the parties. Government is still righteous. Brazilian integralist action. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's very interesting, because the intelligentsia are in the hands of an ethno-nationalist. They've aligned with the petite bourgeoisie, who are in the hands of a positivist, and Brazilian integralist action has formed a party. The rural folk want into the communists, and if we put them in there, we would be at 100 legitimacy, so we'll definitely look into that. But there is a diplomatic play kicking off, a religious revolt in Guatemala, so we'll go ahead and put a unit there so that we can deal with that. Georgian mass migration. Interesting. Portugal, you're still a protectorate of Prussia, right? Prussia, are you in a big war? They are. Wonder if I could steal Portugal from them. It would be dirty, but I could try it. No, I need to quell this. I need to quell this. This non-peace inside me that makes me want to start fights with European powers, I need to stop. I need to dial it back. That's right, Anahuac. I was thinking about taking Anahuac as a protectorate. I could do it. I'm going to do it. Let me see. You have defensive pacts with Guatemala and Mexico. I don't think Guatemala is going to help you. On account of their siding with me in a war right now. So, you know, maybe we'll go ahead and do it. That'll be nice. They're also a... Yeah, I think they're a Mesoamerican... yeah, civilization. Alright, so yeah, so them being... I would love to have them as a protectorate. Let's... 16.8 infamy. It's a lot of infamy. But Pedro de Braganza didn't raise no coward, so let's do it. Shazam. They've refused. Very good. I've actually already got an army in the area. How big is Mexico's army? Mexico's army is moderate sized. I'm going to mobilize the 2nd Brazilian Reserve Army and just put them in the area. And we'll see what they do. I think the Armada Nacional can do a naval invasion absolutely no problem. If anyone tries to get involved in this situation, we can potentially pull in the United States, who of course wants to steal more bits of Mexico. Oh, interestingly, Mexico would be willing to help my side, which is really neat. That's something I did not expect whatsoever. I don't know what to make of that. Perhaps they simply see where the winds of international affairs are blowing. If I bring Mexico in here... Oh no, they would accept, but they can't because they're allied to Anahuac. Alright, that's fine. Free trade, free your labor. Gastão Pena, in his campaigning for the Free Trade Party, has promoted the ideals of free trade and no migration controls, that others may share in Brazilian success. Estrahilda Pereira has accused him of exploiting immigrants. A truism for anywhere you go. Always read the fine print. Anyone unscrupulous enough can swindle you out of anything. Your clothes, your bank account, your horse, your house, your land, and even your very life. And especially read the fine print if it seems like someone's offering you everything you need. We patrol our borders for a reason, minus 20% momentum. Trade unions happy. Brazil's successes are for all to share, 20% momentum. Trade unions angry. Extra pop support for no migration controls. Where all immigrants should be educated at the gates, minus 10% momentum. +2 interest group approval from everyone. You know, interest group approval is really nice, so we'll just go with that. You can find a use for that. Alright, so again, if no European power, if no mega power gets involved in this, like if Russia gets involved, we'll bring in the USA. But I don't think we need... Let's just see what Russia would ask for. It wants a transfer of a state. Antioquia. Oh, right, because they got treaty ports there. That's very silly. If Russia gets involved, I'll just grab these states, because I want them. Stupid Russian treaty ports. Get out of here. We are going to have to fight Mexico. I'm not concerned about fighting Mexico. In fact, I might be able to have this war sorted out completely before this war pops off, and that would be really nice. Let's see what happens. Communists rising in Australia. This does not concern me one bit. This situation in Mascara, I don't think concerns me either. Neutral on that front as well. We're going to call the episode at the end of the year. I think we're going to need... We got like 1.5 million over the course of this episode, so I think it might be one more long one before we're good to go with our population situation. Partisan papers. Party-affiliated newspapers have been proliferating during this election season. Publications associated with the Free Trade Party have been particularly effective in spreading the party line. Read all about it. Honest politicians attacked by shameless cowards. Leading candidate for office issues heartwarming appeal to common man's heart. Man on campaign trail pets a puppy. Read all about it. They've used the newspapers brilliantly, 10% momentum, or newspaper circulation is through the roof. This is a boom for publishers, extra paper mills throughput. You know I'm going to get that extra paper. I love getting that paper. We still don't have any more movements. The one for total separation is really large, but, you know, it still can't compare to my enormous rad bonus. And here's our war with the Guatemalan religious revolt kicking off. Force comparison here is looking really solid. I don't suppose the enemy has any meaningful amounts of forces over here. So I'm feeling pretty confident overall. I always forget that Guatemalan side means they're the side on defense. It always feels like it should be the other way around. Yep, alright, this battle's for sure a win. It's actually more of a... It's more balanced than I thought it was going to be. They've got trench infantry over here. But the technological advantage is definitely mine. Russia's going after a communist revolt in the Netherlands. You enjoy that. Again, only if I need to get involved because of someone else and I can grab some treaty ports back will I involve myself in that business. Until then, until such time as this transpires, let's get the fleet in place. Because basically I'm going to land this army right here in Anahuac and just... Actually, maybe I'll land them in Guerrero, just so that it's a very clear, like, so that I don't get some sort of weird cutoff due to this tiny bit of the United States being in here. Because that would be a real headache for me, I think. France is going after the Ottoman Empire to get a bunch of territory over here. Gosh. And I could be on the side of Austria and Russia if I did this. Ooh. So here's an opportunity to grab French Guiana. And I might do it. Let's see. Let's see how things look. Let's go ahead and throw our naval invasion. Oop, not Oaxaca. Our naval invasion to progress there. And we'll see. Austria sides the Ottomans. Very good. War goals. French Guiana. Hold on, I'm having an eyeball problem. 7 infamy. Oh my gosh. Do I dare? Am I gonna do this? I'm gonna do this. Interestingly, there's now a front over here because we're holding this territory. So we're going to continue to advance into Mexico in this way. All right. The Ottoman Empire has accepted our support. So, 2nd Brazilian Fleet needs commander to be upgraded. And then it's time to mobilize the rest of the armies. Need another leader over here. This guy is cool, but he's an offensive planner, so that's good. Mobilization options are basically as high as they can get. So let's mobilize the forces, and that's going to for sure require an increase in taxes. We'll grab the 1st Brazilian army and place them on the front over here, because that's, as far as I'm concerned, the primary front. And with that, we will end the episode. We're about to head into a big war with France, but if we can make it happen, and no one else decides to get involved, that's going to cause a problem for us, then I'm feeling pretty confident that we can just go ahead and steal Guyana back, and then we'll be able to finish our Exploiting the Amazon event chain, which will make me very happy. So, that's the end of the episode. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun as well, and I will see you on the other side.